Last night, Jimmy Kimmel Live turned into a fiery battleground when Mickey Rourke, the gritty Hollywood star, was kicked off the set after a heated clash with Jimmy Kimmel. A showdown that left viewers stunned, the studio in chaos, social media erupting with the fallout. Sources say what began as a high-energy interview, with Rourke hyping his latest project, spiraled into a tense exchange, with Kimmel's biting humor driving Rourke to a breaking point that ended in his ejection, a moment already the night's viral bombshell. Before we dive into this wild unraveling, drop a comment with where you're watching from, hit subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories like this. Rourke, known for his raw roles and tumultuous career, strode onto the set with his signature swagger, ready to talk films, his comeback. But Kimmel wasn't here for a soft pitch, opening with a cutting jab. "Mickey, you're a comeback king, or just a walking storm?" The quip, laced with edge, hit hard, and insiders say the audience felt it, some chuckling, others tensing, as Rourke smirked. "I'm a king, Jimmy. You're just a joker." The tension flared fast. Kimmel rolled. A clip of a divisive Rourke roll. Critics split. "That's Mickey's comeback," he grinned. "But is it fire or just fumes?" Rourke fired back, his voice low, steady. "It's fire, Jimmy. I fight, you poke." The crowd splitting, some cheering, others murmuring, as producers watched, sensing the segment veering off script, friction brewing early. Sources say the room buzzed, Rourke's edge held, but Kimmel's eyes glinted. He saw a crack. The stage set for a clash that would end with Rourke kicked off. What's got everyone hooked isn't just the start, it's how fast it turned heated. Rourke leaned in. "You don't get my grind, Jimmy. I'm bleeding for art. You're bleeding for laughs." And Kimmel struck. "Art? You're brewing. Chaos, Mickey? I'll prove it." His jab personal, piercing. The crowd gasped, some shouted, others filmed, as the clash took a raw turn, with Rourke's smirk fading, Kimmel's grin sharpening, the night charging toward a heated, chaotic peak, the heat just starting to sear. The heated clash on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night surged into a blazing onslaught, as Jimmy Kimmel, his wit a live spark, began tearing into Mickey Rourke, the gritty Hollywood star, with a series of sharp jabs that turned a tense interview into a volatile showdown, leaving the studio charged, producers on edge, Rourke's raw edge starting to fray. Sources say after Rourke's fierce claim, "I'm bleeding for art," and his dismissal of Kimmel's laughs, the host fired back with venom, fueling a clash that's already scorching the internet. Kimmel, his grin sly, zeroed in on Rourke's comeback narrative. "Chaos, Mickey? Your roles crash. Your comeback's a bluff." His voice edged with sarcasm as he rolled a clip of a panned Rourke film, critics scoffing, the crowd reacting fast, some chuckling, others murmuring, while Rourke's tone hardened. "Bluff? I deliver soul, Jimmy. You deliver jabs." His retort firm, clipped, drawing cheers, boos from the divided audience, the tension thickening with every word. The host pressed harder. "Soul? Or just a sideshow, Mickey? You're a one-man train wreck." Sources say. Rourke's eyes narrowed, his voice rising. "Train wreck? I've carved a path, Jimmy. You've carved skits." The comeback bold, strained, the crowd erupting, some shouting, "Go Mickey!" Others jeering, as producers whispered, "He's hooked," their headsets buzzing, the segment slipping from its usual groove, friction mounting. Kimmel grinned. "Skits? You're the circus, Mickey. Your fuse is lit." His jab-cutting, personal, stoking Rourke's fire. What fueled the blaze wasn't just the taunts. It was Rourke's defiance. Insiders report he leaned forward. "Circus? I've got heart. Jimmy, I'm fighting battles. You're fighting ratings." His tone raw, intense, and Kimmel struck back. "Battles? You're fighting flops, Mickey. Look at you," pointing at his tense grip. The audience splitting wider, some chanting, "Kimmel, Kimmel," others jeering, with phones filming, X posts surging. Rourke's rattled, one read, racking up likes. As the clash grew fiercer, Rourke's grit slipping. The studio pulsed with heat. Sources say Rourke's hands tightened on the desk. Flops? I'm a force, Jimmy? I'll outlast your snark. His voice trembling slightly. And Kimmel pounced. Force? You're a punchline now, Mickey. Sparking live. His words ruthless, cutting. The crowd roaring, some standing, others yelling, while producers signaled a break, their hands waving. But Rourke pushed over. I'm not sparking, you're nothing. His bravado wobbling, the chaos swelling, with insiders noting, he's fraying. The night charging toward a heated explosive peak, Kimmel's assault unrelenting. Jimmy Kimmel. Liv erupted into a blazing inferno last night as Jimmy Kimmel, his wit a flamethrower, drove Micky Rourke, the gritty Hollywood star, into a heated clash, a relentless barrage turning a tense showdown into a public breaking point. Leaving the studio electric, the audience divided, Rourke's raw defiance crumbling under the pressure. Sources say Rourke's shaky vow, I'm not sparking, after defending his force, met Kimmel's ruthless taunt, igniting a meltdown that's now dominating every platform. Kimmel, his grin sharp, intensified his attack. Punchline, Mickey. Your films are flops. Your comeback's a farce. His voice biting, mocking, as he flashed a montage. Rourke's box office duds, critic pans, the crowd reacting hard, some laughing, others gasping, while Rourke's jaw clenched. Farce? I'm a survivor, Jimmy. You're a cynic. His voice loud, trembling, the audience surging, cheers clashing with boos as producers watched, hands twitching, the live feed holding, tension soaring. The host dug deeper. Survivor? You're stirring chaos, Mickey. Look at the mess. His jab vicious, personal. And Rourke snapped back, Chaos? I've built my name, Jimmy. You've built nothing. His words fierce, faltering with strain. The crowd splitting, some shouting, Fight on, Mickey! Others jeering, with phones filming, X-posts exploding. Rourke's shaken. One, red, trending fast. Kimmel grinned. Name? You're fading now, Mickey. Your spark's slipping. Pointing at his flushed glare. The audience roaring, some chanting. Break him. Others pleading. Ease up, as the chaos swelled. What turned the heat into a wildfire wasn't just the insults, it was Rourke's fury. Insiders say he stood, slamming the desk. Fading? I'm a force, Jimmy. I'll bury you. His tone raw, roaring. And Kimmel fired back. Force? You're a flop factory, Mickey. Bury yourself. His taunt ruthless. The crowd splitting wider, some rushing the stage edge, others yelling with clips hitting X, Rourke's unhinged, racking up shares, as Rourke shouted, I'm not a flop, I'll crush you, his voice cracking with anger, hands pounding again, the room igniting. The studio became a tinderbox. Sources report producers signaled security, their voices urgent. He's hot. But Rourke pressed on. You're a nobody, Jimmy. I'm the real deal. His fury shaking, sweat beading as Kimmel stood. Real deal? You're a tantrum, Mickey, crashing live. His command sharp, piercing, the crowd erupting, some tossing cups, others live streaming, while Rourke roared, I'm not crashing, you're done. His voice thundering, eyes wild, the clash peaking, with insiders noting, he's over the edge, the night hurtling toward a heated collapse, Kimmel's pressure unyielding. Jimmy Kimmel. Liv hit its fiery zenith last night as Jimmy Kimmel, his wit a relentless blaze, drove Micky Rourke, the gritty Hollywood star, into a chaotic collapse during a heated clash, a ferocious showdown spiraling into a breaking point. On live TV, leaving the studio in turmoil, viewers agap, the internet a wildfire of reaction. Sources say Rourke's thundering roar, I'm not crashing, you're done, met Kimmel's final searing strike, sparking a meltdown that sealed his ejection. The night's peak a raw, explosive eruption. Kimmel, his grin cold, landed a devastating blow. Crashing Mickey? Your comeback's a sham. You're the proof. His voice sharp, cruel as he flashed a mock reel. Rourke's film flops, scathing reviews, tabloid scandals, the crowd reacting hard, some laughing, others gasping while Rourke's face twisted. Sham? I'm a warrior, Jimmy! You're a speck! His voice booming, fracturing with rage. The audience surging, cheers clashing with boos, as producers watched, hands frozen, the live feed holding, chaos exploding. The host pressed harder. Warrior? You're a tire fire, Mickey, burning live. His jab vicious final, and Rourke lunged forward. Fire? I've fought for my name. You've fought for nothing. His words furious, eyes blazing, with Kimmel pouncing. Name? You're a meltdown. Mickey, your sparks toast, pointing at his trembling frame. The crowd roaring, some chanting, Fall, fall, others shouting, Hold on, as phones filmed, ex-posts surging. Rourke's done, one read, trending fast. Rourke roared, I'm not toast, you're trash. His hands slamming the desk, fury spilling, a bellow shaking the stage. The clash broke wide open. Insiders say Rourke stood fully. Trash? I'm a legend, Jimmy, I'll crush you. His voice raw, unhinged, as Kimmel leaned in. Legend? You're a mess, Mickey, crashing live. His taunt merciless. The audience surging, some standing, filming, others yelling, with clips hitting X instantly. Rourke's meltdown live. One read, racking up shares. Another showing his roar. He's lost it, going viral, millions watching. Rourke shouted, I'm not a mess, you're nothing. His voice shaking, desk rattling, the chaos overwhelming, his control gone. What sealed the ejection was Rourke's unraveling. Sources report he ripped off his mic. I'm done with. This? You're dead. His voice a mix of rage, exhaustion, hurling the mic at the floor, the crash resounding while Kimmel laughed. Dead? You're the wreck, Mickey. Get out. His words brutal, final. The crowd erupting, some rushing the stage, others chanting, Kick him! As security lunged, grabbing Rourke, who thrashed, Let me go! I'll walk! His fury blazing, the clash complete, with insiders saying, He's shattered, the night ending with his exit. Kimmel's triumph absolute. Jimmy Kimmel Live descended into sheer pandemonium last night as Micky Rourke, the gritty Hollywood star, was kicked off the set after a heated clash, his thrashing, roaring exit on live TV, leaving the studio in shambles, viewers stunned, the internet exploding with the fallout of a showdown that broke him live, wrapping a fiery saga that's now etched in viral lore. Sources say Rourke's furious cry, Let me go, I'll walk, as he tore free from security, marked the end of his stand, with Jimmy Kimmel's cool triumph resounding. The night's chaos hitting a blazing peak. The story sealing with a global uproar. Rourke, fury unleashed, broke from security's grasp. I'll walk, his voice a ragged bellow, storming toward the exit, his frame tense, face flushed, as Kimmel stood, arms crossed. Get out, Mickey! Your mess is done! His taunt sharp, victorious. The crowd roaring, some cheering. Gone, gone, others gasping. No, Mickey. While security trailed, hands hovering, unable to halt his stomping retreat. The live feed capturing every wild stride. His figure, vanishing into the wings, a tempest fading under the studio lights. The audience lost all control. Insiders say some surged forward, phones flashing, filming Rourke's stormy exit. Others pounded seats, shouting, He's out, while a few cried support. Rourke forever. The room a clash of noise, with producers stunned, their headsets buzzing. He's off, keep it live, one stammered. The broadcast holding, showing the wrecked desk where Rourke once sat, now a testament to his collapse. What turned this moment into a spectacle wasn't just the rage, it was Rourke's downfall. Sources report his last snarl. "I'll bury you!" roared as he vanished, barely audible, his defiance drowned in anger while Kimmel waved, "Bury me? You buried yourself, Mickey. See ya." His final barb ruthless, the crowd splitting wider, cheers crashing against boos, with X exploding, clips of Rourke's frantic exit trending. "He's done." One post read, racking up shares, another, of his mic toss. Kimmel kicked him, going viral, millions watching the wreckage loop. Insiders say producers let it roll. The ratings spike a gold mine, the chaos too hot to cut, sealing the night's place in late-night history. The immediate aftermath slammed hard. Rourke's team scrambled backstage. Sources hint he raged into a corner. "This isn't over." His voice a furious rasp, aides rushing to shield him while Kimmel strutted. "That's how you boot a firebrand," he quipped to the crowd, their cheers deafening, some surging the stage, others filming. As security cleared the wings, the night's end a smoldering wreck. The fallout surged beyond the studio. Rourke's backstage roar, "This isn't over," landed like a spark. Insiders report he later posted on X, "I'll rise again," pulling 120,000 likes, but swamped by replies. "You crashed, Mickey," trending fast, with memes of his retreat captioned, "Comebacks kaput," flooding TikTok, Instagram. Supporters rallied. "He's a fighter, they're cruel," one post pleaded, but critics feasted. Rourke's a loud flop. Another hit viral status, his reputation singed. Kimmel's camp soaked in the glory. Sources say his next show opened with, "We had Rourke. He flared. I floored him." His quip smug, victorious, pulling a 65% rating surge, snagging viewers hooked on the chaos, while insiders hint, he's gloating. "He burned. I won." His team eyeing more bold strikes, with analysts noting, "He owned it." Though some whisper, "Rourke's plotting," the triumph edged with risk. The internet split like a chasm. Debates raged. Was it fair? Trending. Clips of Rourke's fury dissected. "He snapped," one pundit said. "Kimmel played it perfect." Another added, predicting a hit to Rourke's projects, his brand bruised. Sources say Rourke's holed up, fuming with talk of a counterstrike, maybe a gritty new role. His silence loud, the ejection a scar that's sticking. The ripple effects are seismic. Late nights rattled, experts call it a shift. Kimmel flipped the script, or fried it, one said. Networks eyeing riskier guests, or tighter control, risking fade if they misstep, while viewers divide, half cheer, he felled a star, half cringe, too harsh. The clash a cultural burn, Rourke's fall, Kimmel's peak, a saga closed but poised to ignite again. This isn't the end. It's a fuse for Rourke's comeback, Kimmel's next play, so stay tuned. If you're hooked on this madness, smash that subscribe button now. Don't miss the next blaze.